The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on the Low Fact Podcast.
What's up?
Wow, that's quite annoying. Well, let's get right into it. I had a burning question that I thought of while we were talking the other day.
A burning question.
Burning question, because
Hunka burning love.
the people in charge kind of see us as sheep and goats and pigs, just to be slaughtered. And when I say us, I mean the useless masses like myself. There are people. Well, no, I don't think
Don't
there's
say
any.
yourself short. You're not useless.
I don't think anyone would think that I was anybody upper crust, but can we, the sheep, get rid of bad shepherds?
I don't know. The shepherds have all the power.
Well, that's the thing. But what if we're like, what if it's like a Nazi concentration camp, and the shepherds are just other Jews that decide to sell out?
What?
You never heard of those camp guards? The stories about the camp guards, the folks that basically tried to get in the good graces of the Nazis to survive, and they kind of did by snitching and being like an overseer of sorts.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
So
That would happen in any situation like that.
yeah, but that's the thing. The shepherds think that they're the Nazis,
Right.
the ones in total control. But I think they're more like the Jewish collaborators.
So there's another whole group that are in control that we aren't aware of.
No, you weirdo. We're all people.
Okay.
And because the people that are quote unquote in control think of themselves as the shepherds to us sheep, but really, I think that those people aren't shepherds at all. They're just other sheep who got like an armband.
Oh.
So yes, there is something else in control of them. It's just not other people.
What else is it going to be?
Well, after that, then there's the realm of the preternatural and supernatural. So
you're telling me that? Oh man, my head hurts.
what do you mean?
So the preternatural and the supernatural is
Supernatural's God, the preternatural's the devil. Satan.
Oh, preternatural is the opposite of the supernatural?
Well, how can the supernatural, there can be only one.
Well, there's got to be Satan then.
It's not, this is not a test. You don't have to sit there and just, chime in on that.
Well, they're not good.
But this goes back to my question. Can we get rid of our shepherds? Can sheep get rid of their shepherds?
Only if they throw off being a sheep.
Well, depends on who the shepherd is and who the sheep, and what, it depends on the identity of the shepherd and the sheep, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I was saying at the very beginning is, can the sheep get rid of bad shepherds? And I think that the question in itself is incorrect, because there really shouldn't be a possibility to have a bad shepherd.
Well, why? I mean,
Just in my own head. I mean, sure, there's a possibility of having bad shepherds. I just don't think that the powers that be are actually shepherds. They're other sheep.
this is hurting my head. Well, the shepherds in the current society we live in, there's always going to be like bad shepherds.
No, they'll call themselves shepherds.
Okay, there's going to be people who are calling themselves shepherds who are shit.
Yes, but see, you need to that is the premise that you need to give yourself, because if you're actually sheep and they're actually shepherds, then no, I don't think a sheep can throw off a shepherd, no matter how good or bad that shepherd is. It's just not going to happen. But if the people that are quote unquote in control or doing whatever If they're just other sheep with, like, puffed up egos because they've got some kind of armband of authority from somebody else or somewhere else saying, okay, well, now I'm the badass shepherd, but you're not. It's like when a tuna thinks that they're a shark.
Yeah, a sheep could definitely defeat another sheep.
Well, there you go. So the answer is yes.
But why the slaughter part?
I think people, once they get into positions in their bureaucracy of power and whatnot, they get corrupted. I don't care what kind of bureaucracy it is. And, if you happen to be a very religious person, forgive me, but priests, bishops, the Pope. And I don't want to go down the whole road of, the current Pope is the real Pope and all that stuff, because there's just not enough time in this podcast for it. But you're in a bureaucracy that controls a vast amount of wealth. Shoot, people that are on the city council of podunk towns kind of go nuts with their with their little bit more power that they got than you do.
Yeah, but the Pope's God's chosen authority on earth, so he shouldn't be susceptible to that.
What do you mean God's chosen?
He's the head of the church.
Yeah, voted on by what?
Other bishops.
Other cardinals.
Cardinals.
And what if the idea that, the Catholic Church is just riddled and infiltrated by devil worshippers and homosexuals and, all the boogeymen that there are in there, then all of a sudden, how does that, right? They're going to choose someone that's holy and going to, sweep them all away? No.
I don't like to think that the church is being riddled with all that stuff.
Every bureaucracy is, though. And it's one of those very weird things where everyone's got these good intentions and I just want to take care of my family, do whatever, be the grand poobah at my water buffalo lodge. But when you get into your bureaucracy and you start amassing your power, things get muddy.
Yeah, that's true.
Recently stuff recently came out in the news about how all those people, the FBI, the rank and file folks who apparently took out a bunch of liability insurance just in case the bullshit that they were kind of doing could be bad.
Speaking of all that, remember that documentary, that thing that was at HBO?
No.
The one about the McDonald's scam.
Oh, yeah.
Those freaking FBI people, that did not paint a pretty picture of the FBI that I imagined in my mind.
Well,
what the FBI would be like.
They're normal people.
No, but these people seem like freaking retards.
Well, that's probably what the producers wanted. But look, come on. Everyone tries to paint a picture of themselves as people in the military don't want anyone to know that they're just normal grabastic weirdos.
I guess I got to stop basing my view of reality on movies.
Well, you got to start basing your idea of reality on the reality. And I forget who that Greek dude was, but right, in any organization, right, 80% useless.
Are you talking about a philosopher?
Maybe. Then then you go up to the next echelon, right? The next 20%, maybe just a little bit better. Not a little bit better, but what's the word? Competent.
You mean 19%?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that there's 100 people.
Oh, okay.
We're just going percentages wise, right?
All right, yeah.
And then in that, then there's that one guy.
One guy
that makes everything just kind of, that's the guy that everybody's like, yeah, I want to be like that guy.
But there's only one of those guys.
In any group of 100, yes.
So, do you think the people in charge are just not real shepherds? Or is that just your...
Yes, that is my assumption. The people that consider us sheep and goats, and only the masses, the plebs, the unwashed, the idiots that, you gotta listen to me because I'm smarter and better and been anointed by whatever, Because there are people that think like that. And when I see that, I just happen to think, you're full of shit. Because, empirically, the way things have gone in life, in my life, shows me that there is a there is a major deity, a creator, and this deity and this creator has an ultimate will, and his will, and this will is set forth and carried out. Think about it. If it were up to knowledge and expertise, wouldn't Hillary Clinton be the president?
Yes, she would. That's assuming. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, if it was all about expertise and knowledge,
Yeah, I mean, she's been around way longer.
doing just that, and then think about it. Everybody else before this current president was in the government bureaucracy. None of them have appointed as many judges to the bench as this guy has.
Yeah, it's crazy.
None of them have been able to get any kind of traction in the Middle East.
I love how that just didn't get reported either. Like nobody, like he got no fucking credit.
And because he's an outsider now, this is I'm not even, this is assuming that all things are just kind of, true. I'm not taking into account of, the grand conspiracy of how there's a certain group that controls everything and blah, 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 that there might be. I'm too busy just trying to keep afloat to care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
That's a stupid answer, but that's okay. You can edit that out if you want to, or you can keep it. But I forgot what we're talking about. The original topic, not what we're talking about. Were we on bias?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So
No, we're on the sheep.
Oh yes,
Bad
the sheep.
shipments.
There you go. I'm sorry, I forgot what day it was. So yeah, I don't think that there's such a thing as a bad shepherd.
Oh, you were talking about Hillary Clinton, and you were saying if it was based on expertise and knowledge, she would be president.
Yeah, and that's kind of going back towards this whole thing about people talking about how was their efforts and whatnot and achievement and blah blah this and blah blah that get them to where. I mean, if you think about it, during the election cycle, which Barack Obama became president, I mean, for a good long while, up until in that campaign season, his opponent was actually doing much better. And then, like 3 months, with 3 months to go, the wheels came off, and it got shown what a frickin' empty head that guy had.
Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me, why is it so bad? Like, why are people like, you shouldn't talk ill of the dead? Why? Because they can't defend themselves?
I don't even know.
That's kind of, and I thought of that because of the death of
Well, his daughter keeps on we keep on saying shit like that too.
what, that her dad was an airhead.
People shouldn't be speaking ill of her father because he was dead. Ill of the dead. I think she said it a few times.
Okay, well, I wasn't speaking. I don't know that I was speaking ill. Is saying the truth speaking ill?
No, I don't think so. No, I mean, not I don't think so. No.
That's another thing that I always thought
What's
was
wrong with truth?
well, everything apparently, because if your father is a degenerate asshole and you call him that, then that's wrong. But if your father is short and you call him that, that's okay.
What if your father's a pedophile?
Right.
And you can you call him a degenerate then?
No, because anything that's perceived to be negative, it's like you with your perceived negatives, like, ow, you don't judge me. I'm like, well, if I called you tall, then you'd be okay with it. Or if I thought you were smart, you'd be okay with it. You're like, yeah. Well, if I think you're stupid, all of a sudden now it's judgment. That's confusing. Anyway, yet again, we're just not really saying anything.
Whatever, dude.